What is going on YouTube? My name is Bancroft. Thank you for tuning in today. And today we're doing a Fusion World matchup and is actually going off from our pre-release event. So it's starter decks. And today's matchup is starter deck Son Goku taking on starter deck Vegeta. So, red versus blue. Like always, there's buttons, links down below. Feel free to click them. They're there for a reason. But yeah, what starter deck did you start with? So kind of go over both these leaders and also the idea of Fusion World itself. Very similar to Masters. 8 life. Energy area, battle area, drop area. That is it. Kind of like back in set 1 Masters. The skills are a little bit more different, less words than what we are currently sitting at when it comes to Masters. So a lot of just like on play, boom, do effect. When attacking, do effect. Blocker, double strike, crits are still things in this game. But yeah, the starter deck Goku, the leader itself, both these leaders actually. Also, I'm just doing this by myself today. The people who happen to show up for Fusion World weren't even our normal local people. So I'm going to do this recording by myself. But these guys did come from One Piece, so they're very familiar with the Bandai card games, and they knew the IP. So, but yes, the Goku starter deck, once Awaken, you have the Activate Battle that you can give a 5k boost to one of your battle cards, which is pretty nice. And then Vegeta has an Activate Main on the Awaken side, where if you have 7 or less cards in your hand, it gets additional 15k power for the turn. So very explosive for having low hand cost. But of course, once you activate that main, that is there for the turn. So if you go over 7 cards after that, you're still good. For my turn 1 play, I kind of just played the Roshi, which is a good draw 1 card. And then later on the road, I can just use this card to combo off if I just don't want to take a damage. And since I went first, I didn't get the energy marker, but my opponent, as we're about to see, does end up using, we're kind of talking about a lot of the basic fundamentals of the game, how the energy marker works. And so he does use it right away to play Majin Buu, which is a good 20k, I think 20k battle card. I think it's 25 actually, to swing it to my leader. And I happily take those. Early life isn't a problem for me. You want to Awaken as soon as possible, but you don't want your opponent to get a board state that's a little too out of control. So going in turn 2, I'm going to actually go into Majin Buu. And actually, sorry, I said 25 earlier. I think it's just a 20k battle card. And because I will be comboing off, for the Roshi, which is a 5k combo. So initially making it 20k on 20k. All my opponent has to do is get rid of 1 card in his hand, which is kind of what I want to do. I figured they were going to protect their battle cards a little bit more. And this way I'm kind of just controlling the hand in a sense. Like, sure, Roshi has already done what I need him to do. Draw me a card, boom, combo it off, get that attack in. And I'm going to follow up with Vegeta afterwards, which is a 15k crit, going into his leader now. So now if he wants to get out of taking damage, combo another card from his hand. So I'm just kind of making him pick and choose which cards are more important right now. And the same we've said plenty of times, when you're making your opponent make decisions like this, it's always in your favor. Because now he has, I think, 5 cards now. So he decides which card he wants to charge, and then what is he doing for this turn. So starting out, go for the easy swing into the crit. Yes, that's something you want to get rid of, because no one wants to take a crit damage. And you'll see that I would choose to try to protect this card. Yes, if I let it die, then he started attacking my leader and get me more to Awakened state. But at the same time, I want this 15k crit to stay on the board. I think it's very beneficial. Unfortunately, this Trunks has a permanent. If you have 7 or less cards in your hand, if I recall correctly, during your turn you have 7 or less cards in your hand, it gets additional 10k boost. And I've already comboed 2 cards off. I didn't feel like having to combo potentially 2 to 3 more cards after that, so I let it go. The Trunks does unplay, allow him to take a life, so he's down to 7 finally. And we're now going into my turn 3, deciding what to charge right now. And for just in my initial attack, I think I'm going to go into the Trunks. It's even 15 on 15. This way, if he wants to keep it alive, he has to expend resources. I think activate battle card, but I decided not to and just see what he did first. And once he let that go, I think I ended up playing 17 after this, which will allow me to take a life, go down to 5. And 17 is a permanent. During my opponent's turn, he gets additional 5k boost, making him a 25k battle card, which is pretty nice. But right now, he's just a little 20. and I'm going to against his Majin Buu a little 20 on 20. Once again, just trying to get him to combo cards off. That way he has less cards in his hand during his next turn. And I would say throughout this whole match as well, we did do a best of 3. And during the first couple matches, I was kind of just helping them out, kind of learning when you can do certain things. We'll talk about later down the road, like the Awakening stuff and how like order of operations when it comes to like autos, how they're resolved, because some of the cards do have blocker. So on my attack, I will get to do my draw first, and then they could choose to block the attack, and then I go into my combo step. But we'll worry about that later down the road. So he's going to leader, just getting a nice little draw off it. Like, ooh, I think he might have missed that draw. Here, I went down to 4, and he made a comment like, do you not automatically flip over? I'm like, no. Awakening is considered a skill that you could proc either during your main phase or during your battle step. So just kind of going over that. Here he swings with the Majin Buu, and I will end up awakening on this one though. Helps round it up, that way I could combo a 5k cost card instead. And I think he was a little confused when I drew a card. I was like, yeah, it's part of the Awaken part. You get to draw one card, flip this leader over. And I think he made a comment like, oh, during my test games, I wasn't doing that. I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. But I do come out of it, so I'm not taking any more damage. Staying at 4 life. Feel kind of comfortable there. Looks like he has a couple of options. He can either play the Gotenks, which won't bounce anything, but instead he decides to activate the main on this Final Flash, which will bottom deck my 17 card. He has to discard a card for that effect, though, so I'm kind of okay on that part. And then he turns around and plays Bulma, which is a nice little 5k blocker. Going to my turn 4. Once again, I'm going to swing into Boo, which is 20 on 20, but there's 2 things here. I'm going to play possibly another crit battle card after this, so I'm trying to see if he will use his blocker now. I'm explaining, like, you know, you can protect it if you want to, or you can let it go for another attack going towards your leader. He ends up protecting the Boo. It's one of those things where you want to keep battle cards, and as soon as you lose on the as soon as you start to lose your footing on the battle board, the battle area, and your opponent starts kind of amassing a board, then it becomes harder and harder to kind of survive. So since he took that block, I am once again going into his Majin Buu with this card instead of playing a crit. I think an option I had was playing the Sun Gohan when attacking a negative card by 10k, but since he blocked the attack, I went with 17 route instead, kind of forced cards out of his hand. He does have 2 cards. He did charge a super combo, and I kind of, once I realized what he did, I was like, hey, just let you know that is a super combo you're charging. That is kind of like your big protective piece. If you want to charge another card, you can, and you pick it back up. I don't mind. So he ends up taking it back just to hang on to it for some extra defense later down the road. And here he's kind of debating what to do. At some point in our match, he did ask about, if I swing to the leader, do I have to combo up? I'm like, no. You could just swing on a higher battle card or a leader, not trying to take it out just so you get the draw off instead. So that's what he ends up doing, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he's letting it bounce there. And like going into the 17 itself right now is a little more difficult because like he only has 2 cards in his hand. Trying to take that out will make him use resources, so he ends up going towards my leader, which is fine with me. I end up taking it instead of comboing out because I know in all of the starter decks and even the set 1 for Fusion World, there is no triple strike cards. There's nothing more than double strike. And I think the Vegeta starter deck has 2 cards that are double strike. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with taking a double strike. I just don't want to threaten anything else. So I went down that point. And here's the going on I mentioned earlier, which is a nice little crit battle card that, like I said, on attacking, will negative card up by 10k. And he ends up using the super combo here because, like I said, it is crit. He doesn't want to take the damage. And then I follow up with 17 afterwards, kind of knocking his life down a little bit. So here he has a couple of options. He could play the Gotenks in his hand, or he could play the Skillless or the vanilla SS3 Son Goku, which I think is 3 energies at 30k. And then the Gotenks is 4 energy, but it brings back a Trunks Youth and a Son Goten to your hand as well. So here, going into a swing towards the leader, gets a Trunks Youth card, and I think he ends up comboing his card off because, like I said, he has the Gotenks, so he's able to bring these cards back to his hand after playing this card, which is a great recovery to your hand play. And I do end up comboing out of that one. Gotenks hits the board, he gets these pieces back, and he'll end up switching that that Trunks out for the other Trunks instead. Which on next turn, if he's not in an awakening state, he could play for 2 energy and then immediately just awaken afterwards. And here he's debating on if he should attack or not. And this is one of the situations where, like, if he attacks with it, then I'm going to apply pressure on that card instead of his leader. If he leaves it in active mode, I'm going to have to, if I like, for example, for my leader, if I want to draw a card this turn, I'm going to have to attack with my leader as well. Now, granted, probably the order of operation will be attack with the Goten first. Attack with the Gohan first, get the crit out of the way, make him combo cards off, or force to take the crit. But he ends up swinging with my leader with the Gotenks instead, and I just use an activate battle card to get out of it. Didn't want to spend any more of my own like combo power. And it's one of the things I've started learning as well. Like, there are no negates in this game. There's no counters in this game. But the activate battle cards kind of just work the same way. So I like to keep energy open for during those instances only. So like, if I don't want to, say in this case it's a 15k boost, I don't want to potentially combo off 2 to 3 cards depending on what's in my hand. I can just pay 1 energy and it does the same thing for me. In this case, also it negs, I think it negs a battle card by 5k, so it's like almost a 20k combo for 1 energy. And here I'm starting to apply pressure, get him with the crit. Knowing he's low on hand, I mean, at least play the 5-drop Goku, which does have double strike, which allowed me to pop the Gotenks and then kind of bring him down from 5 to 3 energy instead. Sorry, 5 to 3 life instead. And here he's finally able to awaken. I would get to draw off that, and he does end up comboing out of my leader attack. And then I swing with the 17 afterwards. Now, at this point in the game, I do believe I have about, I think, 8-ish cards in my hand. And he is sitting on 5 cards. He does need a charger card. He's trying to debate which one to do right now. I think he has the Vegeta that's double striking his hand currently. But with my hand being way bigger than his, if he can't guarantee to get me down to 2 life, there's no point in playing that Vegeta. And I think he goes back and forth deciding on what to do. He has already activated the activate main on his leader, so now his leader is a 35k on swing. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, he's holding on his energy. Like, he's definitely thinking about playing it, but like I said, he wants to see if he can get me down to 2 life first, though. So he swings the leader. I do end up having a super combo in my hand, which gives me the 40k get out of the attack because he didn't follow up with the combo, which is smart. You know, if I would have taken the damage, then he could have played the 5-charge Vegeta, which I think bomb decks a 5 cost on your 5 or less on your opponent's board, so he could have got rid of my Goku, and then swing for a game, and then just combo everything out he did have. But since I comboed out, he opts to do another route to get rid of the Goku instead, which I think is very smart. Tried to take care of my board state as much as possible now. That way, on my crackback, it's not as aggro-y. And having 3 energy to bring out the vanilla Gotenks. He does end up swinging to the leader as well, just trying to get me down to 2 life. And I will end up I think, comboing out of this one, or using, once again, an activate battle card here. And he just passed his turn. So with about what looks like 2 cards in his hand right now, I'm now sitting, I think, 7 energy. Yeah, 7 energy. Trying to think of the sequence would do here. So first I'm going to swing with the crit. Try to get him down to 2 life as well, because I think I have another Goku in my hand. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure this crit hits. So I did the leader's ability to activate battle, give it 5k boost, then comboing it up. Once again, I think that comes with a 40k. Then tapping the 5, follow the Goku, pop his Gotenks, and then swing with 35k, and I think I'll end up comboing a super combo, which is only 10k during my turn, and 17 on board. And this is just trying to get the stick. And with that being said, yeah, managed to kind of snag that win. If you guys enjoy this content, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what decks you're playing. I do plan on hopefully making, for this next weekend coming up, well, I only opened 1 box, so we'll see what I get. I'm hoping to be able to build at least either a Trunks deck or the set Son Goku. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind those buttons, links. Have a good day. Bye.